Hello and welcome once again to the Cartoonist Studio. And we're on to the oodles of doodles again. Something I tried once and quite a few people sort of said, "Oh, I like that. Do a bit more." Well, I haven't really had much of a chance to do a great deal more, but seeing as Halloween was here, I thought, why not? Let's do some Halloween pictures. So that's what I'm doing. And of course, the beauty of the oodles of doodles is I don't talk that much, so you get to just see the drawings. So yeah, that's a bonus, isn't it? Oh, come on, it's always a bonus when I shut the hell up and just draw. Anyway, what have I got for you today? Well, because it's Halloween, or it was Halloween yesterday, I thought I'd do my oodles of doodles, and I'd do it based on a Halloween theme. Like, for argument's sake, this picture here, your man. Not too sure. When I drew him, I was thinking, I'll draw Dracula, a classic Dracula. And I thought, well, it could have been Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde as well. But I guess it doesn't really matter. Basically, it's a nasty that comes out in the night and either tears you to shreds or bites you on the neck, whichever is your particular favoured fear. But as a matter of fact, on the theme of oodles of doodles, like I say, a few of you have said, I like that, because obviously you get to see me drawing all kinds of things. And if you come onto this channel to study the art of a cartoonist, and there are many of you that do, there are also ones that come on to see what I particularly am up to, and some come on for both. Some are just extremely lost, stumble across me and wonder what the hell went wrong. But basically, there are people out there who enjoy the oodles of doodles. Now, I'm thinking that I could make it a regular feature, shall we say. Because like I say, I'm trying to build this channel and it's still in its stages of where do we go with it, what's the best way of going forward, and just trying to work that out at the moment. Now, the idea I have, and let me know in the comments below what you think on this idea of mine, but my idea is I do the oodles of doodles, but I possibly do it in a theme each time I do one, shall we say. So there'll be a playlist which you can go to, but if I say, for argument's sake, I do one and I say I'm going to do children, so I'll draw all kinds of children, little boys, little girls, teenagers, maybe teenagers doing things, kids doing things. It'll just be, I don't know whether you remember, but years and years and years ago when they used to do advertisement books, they would have one person from all sorts of different positions, every conceivable position. So the designer just had to photocopy the page, cut out the particular design they wanted, paste it into position, and then send it off along with everything else they did to the camera department, and they would produce whatever it was they were doing. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to draw the same character in all those positions. But if you wanted to learn how to draw, kids, then you could use that playlist, and you get a good idea. And then maybe the next time I'll do animals of Africa, or I don't know, snakes, different types of snakes. It could be anything like that. Or I could just literally draw 4 or 5 pictures, which is what I've done today, on whatever pops into my head. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below if you think it's a good idea and it's something you'd like to see more of. And if you do like the idea, then give me some suggestions on what it is you'd like to see me draw, so as I can show you how I do it, and then maybe you can apply it to your style or copy what it is that I do and gain more confidence in the art of cartooning. Is that a deal? Deal! Let's do that. Also, and finally, before I shut the hell up, give you a bit of music and you can watch me doing other stuff. Do you want me to explain what it is that I'm doing? Do you want me to explain the techniques that go through it? Or would you rather I shut up? I'll give you an example. I'm going to use this particular picture. If I was to be talking you through it, I'd be saying, right, we have a picture here of the mummy or a mummified creature. And this is how I do it. So I build the basic shape of the character. Forget the fact that it's got bandages on. Just draw it, head, body, legs, arms. And then think about, where would the bandages go? The character's moving, so the bandages are going to stretch. Some of the actual bindings would move away from each other. So you noticed here that already I've got little dark areas, little shading areas. Now these would be where the bandages had moved away slightly from its neighbour. And also it gives a little bit more for the eye to see. You pay a little bit more attention to what's going on. Now I saw the movies, I can't think what it was called now. It was about Dracula and about all the werewolves and what have you. It was Dracula and his daughter. Oh God, I forgot what the movie's called. If I can remember it, it'll come up on the screen now. But they had a mummy character there, and the bandages never changed. And it kind of like, it got to me. It made me think, well, no, they would move, and there would be like darkness behind because there's nothing there except maybe bones and what have you. It's just this. The swaddling or whatever it is, or the bandages were made to fit the shape of the pharaoh who had just died. But they will probably still be there, so they still move around. It'd be very stiff after all these centuries. So these are sort of things that come into my head. Now it may seem a little bit odd for me to be thinking these things, but if you're going to be drawing stuff, you're drawing a cartoon. It's effectively a simplified version of maybe a complicated thing. But there used to be but you have to know how to draw it. All right, yeah, okay. Start again. You have to be able to draw properly before you can draw badly, should we say, or before you can simplify things. Give you an example. There used to be a very good comedian in this country called Les Dawson. And part of his act was he'd play the piano, but he'd play it badly. And he'd pretend like he was playing it wonderfully, and the audience loved it. I love it. Get a chance, go on YouTube, look up Les Dawson. You'll laugh your head off. He was brilliant with the piano, but he would, when he was asked about it, how do you play that badly? He said, I have to know how to play it properly before I can learn to play it badly. So I'm not saying you have to learn to draw properly so as you can learn to draw badly. I'm saying you have to learn how to draw properly so as you know how to overemphasize things. And that there is a perfect example of what I mean. I have explained the whole thing. So that's what I could do. I could explain the whole process as I'm drawing it, or the process from my point of view. So I could do that, or I could just shut up and let you just watch it with a bit of music. Or maybe I can have a little bit of a dialogue, but not much, and a bit of music, a mixture of the two. So let me know in the comments below. What do you think? It's your channel. Your opinion matters. But that aside, let's gonna move on there. So I'll give you an example of what it'd be like without me talking, as I leave you with a bit of music and me drawing a werewolf. Well, that was all very frantic, wasn't it? My God, I'm worn out now. I may have to go and lie down. Anyway, that was an example of what it's like with just the music and me shutting the hell up. So which do you prefer? Let me know. Right, okay, so I think we've just got the two left now. So I'll take the opportunity to say, I'll take the opportunity to once again apologise for the past month or two when I've been very when it appears like I've been very lax in not getting the work out, the videos out every 2 weeks. I mean, I have actually been very, very busy, but I did promise a while ago that I would bring them out every 2 weeks, and for the longest time, I think I probably have. But there was so much going on externally, shall we say, and I guess they say there's no excuse, you must always bring your videos out, and I didn't, and I'm sorry. There's no real excuse. I'm sorry. I will try and do better next time. Try and be a good cartoonist, not a naughty, bad cartoonist. So, but I've got a few ideas. I've got a few ideas coming up, and the next video I do will be another watercolor. It's a painting I did. It was inspired by another YouTuber, actually, who did this watercolor painting. I'll explain more about it when I actually do it. I don't want to repeat now, but this watercolor artist, and I will give a link to her page, she did a lovely sort of scenery of trees in the background. I quite liked it. When I saw it, I thought, ooh, I could do something like that and then draw my own version with my own characters in. And that's what I did. So it's a mixture of an actual watercolor with cartoon characters in it. Quite like doing things like that. So that's the next one that I do. And then I think the one after that will be the What If I Drew ... The Far Side. I think that's one that people are going to quite look forward to, so I will do that. Anything beyond that, I don't really know, but I think ideas will start to pop into my head. I'm producing a tremendous amount of work at the moment that has to go out into various other markets. I'm just trying to get more and more work out there. So we'll be probably talking about that. Also, just as an extra, I'm hoping next week that I'll be releasing the video of me reading the Christmas Big Old Bear book, Big Old Bear's 12 Days Until Christmas. It's a book that I've completed now. It's finished. It's available at Amazon. And it's just literally, it's called Big Old Bear's 12 Days Until Christmas. Not 12 days of Christmas, 12 days until Christmas. And if you're familiar with my Big Old Bear books, then you will know that they are, they're double page spreads. There's 13 double page spreads. And you've got a lot of stuff going on in the artwork. And it's just a simple 4-line verse for each double page spread. But in this particular one, the 12 days until Christmas, each day is what Big Old Bear and his friends do in the lead up to the big exciting day itself. So there's 12 days and then the 13th one being the actual day itself. But I'll explain all that a bit more when I do the video. And so I'll be reading it and just showing the pictures as we go along. I did another one about Big Old Bear when the weather is nice, and you can find that in my back catalogue, shall we say. Right, okay then, so that's pretty much it for another week. I'll just do this picture now of a skull with a candle on the top. Let's face it, who wouldn't want a candle on the top of their skull when they're passed away? It doesn't matter what happens to you, because you won't know anyway. So it's just left for me to say thank you once again for your time, your valuable time. It's much appreciated. And I will look forward very, very much to seeing you in the next video. 2 weeks, well, next week, and then the other proper video, shall we say, the watercolor painting, in 2 weeks' time. So, once again, have a lovely fortnight. I'll leave you with some music, and I will see you very soon. Until then, bye-bye for now.